Hey there, folks. Thank you so much for the raid. I do appreciate it. We're going to be getting going here in just a second. Big flex out to all those folks who are raiding us. Thanks for stopping by. We'll be starting our story, like I said, in just a moment or two. We're gathering people back in the green room. So just want to let you all know what was going on. I'm getting this set up so I can at least say hello to all of you out there. And chroma key. There we go. Look at that. Pro streaming right now. I'll be up here. Yeah, up here in the moonlight. But anyway, hey, thanks everyone for dropping in and giving us the raid. We're in our sort of dark story timeline right now, moving into Elevation Pit, the home of our blood hunter. And yeah, there's kind of lots of stuff that's happening and things, and which are not wonderful or great or all that kind of stuff. Hey, thank you so much for the bits. I do appreciate it. 50 bits. Thank you. So yeah, we'll be getting started. Like I said, in just a minute, our cast is gathering. We've just got one more to go, and we will in about probably go a little bit early than the 6 minutes. But like I said, super appreciate the raid and all of y'all coming in. Hope y'all are having a good Saturday afternoon. I'm a little more casual than I normally am because I have no air conditioning right now, and it's Florida. But the good news is there's a cold front coming in, so it's not going to be totally miserable. But yeah, with lights and cameras and everything else on, yeah, we're doing the tank top today. Rocking the tank top. How's everyone out there? Hope you guys are all doing well. It went out literally yesterday. Yesterday morning, the air conditioner, the compressor, the unit's 15 years old. I mean, I'll lift it to lift a glass to the fact that an air conditioner lasting central air conditioning lasting in Florida for 15 years. You know, that's about all you can ask. Thank you, Mishi. I do appreciate it. But yeah, no, so it goes. Such is life of things in Florida when you are having such, when you basically run them for 8 to 9 months out of the year, pretty much on full blast. Yeah. Nice. Getting 20 years is good. Yeah, I think that's one of the things. You know, some of the older units, because they don't have all the electronics in them. Here, because we've got so much darn lightning, we just end up with so many power surges and stuff that just play havoc with all of the electronics and everything. So definitely that is part of the issue that we have down here. A house. Yeah, I mean a standalone house. Yeah, no, we've got the oak trees are going like crazy, reminding us that we're here in Florida. All of the above. So, yep, we're all sort of struggling a little bit today. Locomotive breath. Oh, from Lakeland? Yeah, I'm just up the road in Orlando area. Hey, Daily Cash, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just waiting for our last cast member to join us, and then we will be going live. Hey, Wandering, how you doing? Hope all is well with you today. We are going to have a nice dark little ghost story happening here as we go venturing deeper into our buddy Luck Goldheart's old hometown. So we shall see how that all works out for everyone. There is lots and lots and lots. Hey, Tennessee, how you doing? I'm getting things ready just in case we don't see our good buddy Daniel here in just a moment or two. We'll go ahead and go live without him. If we need to, and have him catch up once we get him in here. But we got lots and lots of story to cover, other than the fact that probably the very beginning of the story is going to involve him just a little bit. In our recap, you'll find all about the scary things that have been going on. They are not fun. And, you know, they do kind of surround themselves around our good old friend, Luck Goldheart. Ah, cool. We've got that all set to go in case we need to do it. Oh, man, on the side of a cliff? You know, I'm lucky my area around here, most all of our power is underground from one of the big transformers. So I've not had to worry too much about having a generator. And if it's really bad, I usually ride out with my buddy Nick, who does have a generator. So I personally don't have one. But like I said, if it looks like it's going to be really bad, I move myself up to a different area. We're going to go ahead and do introductions, folks, and start doing the recap. And hopefully Luck will be here. If he's not, we will do the old stretch it out and stall. Because I'm thinking this first scene's going to involve him a little bit. Hey, look above breath. Thank you so much. And that reminds me, I need to turn off that music because they like, whenever that music plays, they like to mute my audio. So, we are going to go around real quick. I'm going to pop us over live, and we will see you in just a moment, folks. Remove that. Yes. Flip over to 6cam. And there we are. We are live with all of our folks here on the Vice. I'll be popping into the old video here in just a second. There we go. So, we're going to go around and say hello to some of our players. Let's start off with our good friend, Dragons Are Cats. You are muted.
I was a struggle to get to the unmute button, but hello everyone, I am Dragons Are Cats, and I'm playing Vidar like... I was about to say legend. No, I'm the Moon Elf Hexblade of Lysithia. A little bit of a sword and blast warlock, and ready for some dark good times as Luck is getting comeuppance.
Yeah, this is not going to be a problem at all. Next up is Templar Warden.
Muting works. I'm muting. Hello, I'm Templar Warden. I'm playing Hidden by Axel, the Tabaxi Wizard. Everyone's trying to kill each other, and this is not what we want. This isn't what's supposed to be happening, guys. Also, eventually I'll get the energy I need. Yeah. I got up like half an hour ago. So.
Oh yes, for all of our friends, yes, both Vidar and Axel, Templar Warrior and Dragons Are Cats, are coming from the other side of the world. Yeah, daylight savings is even worse for them. So next up we have Bird vs. Plane.
Hey folks, my name is Bird vs. Plane. I'll be playing Iskatul, the half-elf bard turned gunslinger, singer of the fates, defeater of enemies with B in their names. All around cool lady. who is trying to keep her cool together right now as the entire party hates each other and wants to murder each other in the midst of Nightmare Land. So, we're going to try to just relax, keep it calm, keep it chill. A couple power naps for the group, I think, will really, really refocus, recenter us, and make us better friends and stronger people.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Wow, that was really bright. Next up, we have NNG9.
Hello, everybody. It's me, your Huntress, NNG9. I play Luna, our Water Genasi monk cleric, who's everything's fine, everything's totally under control. It's fine. Ring's not bleeding. It's just a special effect. It'll be fine.
Sure, it will be absolutely fine.
Well, this is just the director's cut. It's fine.
Yeah.
Theatrical release is different.
Absolutely, absolutely. Last but not least, we have Tree Hugging Druid.
Hi, I am Tree Hugging Druid. I almost forgot my own character's name. We're doing great. I play Celia Rollerin, our high elf rogue. She is a rogue. She does roguey things, and yeah.
Interesting. So, roguey things, and I am Tall Squall. I am, in fact, your dungeon master for this, and host for our game. Thank you all for joining us. We do play here every Saturday. We do run our channel at 100% for charity. This month we are raising money for Mental Health America, which is an incredible organization that has all kinds of free resources on their website that you're able to use or refer to your friends or your family. Their big awareness campaign they are doing now is #BeforeStage4, which is all about teaching people how to treat mental illness and mental health the same way that we treat physical health. Early diagnosis, getting ahead of things, getting help before they become a crisis. That is pretty much 100% what they are all about. I think it's a wonderful program. And like I said, they do have free resources right on their website, linked down below. You can either donate to affect the game, you can see a little shopping list of things to do down there, or you can click on the word right there in the description. It'll take you right there to their website. One of the things that is down there is the spell bank. It's where our subscription dollars go to, and people can just donate to put things in the spell bank. Currently, we are at $640 in the spell bank, which means it's a level 6 spell. So we need to catch up and roll for that. So who would like to roll me a D3 to see what our 6th level spell in the spell bank is going to be? Bird versus plane. It's all about you. All right, hidden by Axel. Let's do. Now roll me a D20.
20. I get number 14.
14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You can't
10,
blame me if it's
12,
wrong.
13. Wow. Interesting. This could be coming quite handy. It is Primordial Ward, which is you have resistance to acid, cold, fire, lightning, and thunder damage for 1 minute concentration.
Know that spell.
Yep, when you take damage of one of those types, you can use your reaction to gain immunity to that type of damage, including against the triggering damage. If you do so, the resistances end, and you have the immunity until the end of your next turn, at which time the spell ends. So, that
Nice.
could be interesting. So let me get that in there. Okie dokie. So, unless there's any other announcements, we will go ahead and do a recap of next time. Hopefully, we will actually have Templar Warden. No, I'm sorry, Templar Warden. Templar Warden's here. It's just,
Yeah.
I looked right
I'm
at
not
his
here,
name.
guys.
Hopefully, we will
I'm
have
Good
Good Guy
Guy
Pie
Pie
joining
today.
us as his character has a little bit of vested interest in what's going on here in just a moment. But if he doesn't, I have plans. Our party, after defeating Iska's nemesis, Bati, over on the other side of the continent, awoke one morning to a sickeningly cracking sound and saw their party member, Luck Goldheart's sort of outer visage just cracked as though he was a porcelain doll. It was leaking out this sort of red energy, ectoplasmic energy that sort of would look like liquid, but then sort of vaporized once it's sort of left his cracked form. Also, countering that was this sort of golden webwork of light that seemed to be holding the pieces together, somehow keeping a balance with him, even though these cracks looked grievous, and if they were actual wounds would certainly have killed someone. It seems to be some sort of a manifestation of this battling and balance of energies that's been happening inside of Luck for quite some time. Using a feather that had been given to her for just this purpose when Luck's condition became dire, Luna pulled out the feather and it transported them across the continent to the path that would lead its way up to Luck Goldheart's village, Elevation Pit. Upon starting to head up that path towards his home to see what was going on and how to cure it, a messenger ran into them all but with their horse, fell off, and grievously wounded, spawned off this sort of demon spawn that attacked the party and killed the messenger. He pointed to his the saddlebags upon his horse, where they found a letter from Luck's wife explaining that things had gone really terribly wrong in Elevation Pit. Miners had been transformed into strange creatures that were unrecognizable until they found some of their personal effects on them. Her son, her and Luck's son, who was the new guardian of the village, had been going through strange changes as well and had become very isolated and had disappeared into the mines. That she had visited Omen, the gravekeeper, as she often had insight into the supernatural, and she was communing with the dead there to try to find out what was going on. They used their dragon side and at full speed went sprinting into toward Elevation Pit, decided that they would head to the graveyard first. Upon arriving at the graveyard, discovered that the skeletons there had begun to grow sort of almost plant-like, as though the skeletons were seeds. There were these thorny bushes of bone, like tumbleweeds, but rooted into the ground over each grave. And when they jumped out at the party and attacked them as they made their way to Omen's cottage, upon arriving, they then spoke with her, where they found out a few things. It seems as though Strength, Luck's son, had taken Luck's family down into the pit. That Silver, the blacksmith, had some luck battling these things with Silver, and things just curiouser and curiouser about town. She, in fact, also had been somewhat corrupted, but had been held off by her preparations and a totem of an owl that was watching over her. Axel, wanting to get a look at the Goldheart graves to see if he could discern some type of information, went out the back door along with Vidar, where they encountered some more of these bone blights, these bushes that had come to alive, these thorny, bony constructs. And after defeating those, wandered deeper into the graveyard, where they bumped into Luck's old nemesis, a bear that had given him the scars across his face, hideously transformed into this new sort of corrupt, demonic, infected beast that they battled and luckily were able to escape from back into the House of Omen, but without some cost. Her guardian totem, Hoots the owl, was burned up trying to hold off this beast. They found themselves back in Omen's house. Was about 4 in the morning or so. They decided that they would take a short rest to get themselves ready to make the travel towards the village. After much cajoling and arguing, finally convinced Luck to go into the ring that they have, which is a way to get a long rest while still moving and transporting people. And upon his entry, Vidar, as he looked at the ring after giving him a boop on the nose, saw... yeah, much different boop might be coming soon. Watched as his ring, which would normally look like a sapphire encased in diamond, almost like a sphere of ice, began to turn red and corrupt, and as though it were bleeding, much like the eyes that they have seen of some of the demonic creatures in this area. Vidar pulled Luck back out of the ring along with Riley, who was in there, Axel's warforged son that he has created. And we're going to pick up as the unconscious form of Luck comes flopping out of the ring, lying on the floor unconscious. Riley looking panicked and paranoid as the party looks around, and this ring that Vidar has now thrown off onto the ground becomes more and more bloody, and you can see an iris whoosh, opens up in the bloody, as though it's an eyeball. The sphere of the ring opens up like it's an eyeball and seems to be looking around at the party. I need everyone to make... Yes.
Real quick, we've noticed these eyeballs before,
Yes.
and could kind of identify where they've come from. Does this one look familiar to any of us?
This looks very much like the sort of liquid blood eyes that you've seen on different people around, people who have been possessed. You saw it in Spirit's eyes when he said, "Luck Goldheart, we've been waiting for you." You've seen this sort of form of not sort of a red glowing eye like embers. It basically just looks like a sphere of liquid blood sort of dripping and running around it. And now this iris opens up. I do need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw as this eye peers out from the ring.
Yay.
I'm missing one more. I need an Axel. There it is. Vidar, Axel, you look at the ring and see this eye sort of look at you, and you start to hear sort of little whispers in your mind, but you're able to block them out. Luna, Iska, and Celia, you start to hear these whispers in your head. That's not a language you understand, and then it sort of twists itself into this weird, almost as though someone's scratching on the inside of your skull.
Oh, God damn it, Luck Goldheart, what have you done? What the hell are we gonna do with this? I'm just going to approach up to the ring, and can I pull out like a bit of cloth and throw it over the ring, covering it?
Yep, you can throw it over the ring, covering it. As soon as it's out of sight, Luna, Iska, Celia, that whispering and sort of that scratching in your head stops.
As soon as that stops, probably Iska's a bit rocked by that, but she kind of shakes it off, and she'll approach the unconscious body of Luck Goldheart and see what's going on. Like maybe do like a medicine check on him or something real quick to see, was he knocked out physically? Is he overwhelmed? Like, what's going on with Luck?
Yeah, go ahead and do me a wisdom, medicine check. Yeah, medicine check is fine. Even on a 10, you see that he is breathing. It's not an unconsciousness like being knocked unconscious from battle. It's as though his mind has sort of retreated away. Grain has come over and just sort of is sitting beside him, sort of whimpering with his head, trying to wake him up as well.
I think she just kind of pats his head for a second, maybe opens like one of the eyelids just to see, like check his irises, and just turns to the rest of the party. He's out cold.
when you open his eye, you see his eyeballs moving back very quickly, like REM eye motion. He is experiencing something.
Something's happening inside. I don't know. A dream, a vision. Something's going on with Luck.
Oh, the ring can manifest whatever environment he thinks. So, what is that? Whatever that eye was, my. Al, kid, please. But I was gonna completely bundle up the ring and put it into his pouch pocket. If this could be bad, I don't know how this is going to affect. I want to punch him in the face. I want to punch him right in the face.
You going to, or you just want to?
What?
I just want to.
Okay. So, as soon as sort of Riley returns out of the ring, Axel's immediately gonna be, checking him over, sort of making sure he's okay, being very fussing over him. You alright? You okay?
I think so. It was just everything inside. It was turning to blood inside. When we were in there, I could hear Luck talking to someone in the other side. But then everything just started turning red, and then I could see him, so I went running towards him, and then the next thing, then we were out here.
Okay. Well, you're out here. You're with me right now. You're gonna be okay. Okay, it's gonna be okay. He doesn't really have any answers for anyone, so he's not going to try and say anything.
Omen, who has sort of stepped back at all of this, sort of looks around all of you and looks at the ring as you had all but were about to step out the door. Your plan to step out the door, and then everyone's sort of frozen. And she sort of looks out the window as the sun's coming up, and she looks apart and she goes, "They prowl more at night. But I would say it is better to be awake and aware when they are active than to be caught while you're asleep." As she sees sort of the light, turning to a dull gray outside as the early morning sun. It's only about, probably 5:30 in the morning right now. We made the mistake early on, thinking move while they slept and sleep while they were around. But they can invade your dreams in the night, where it doesn't seem to be as potent during the day.
And even if we try to rest, we'll still have the cat. Even if we try to rest, we'll still have, the remainder of the day. The times have the times changed? Is it still like the same duration, of night, day, or have they been changing? I mean, it's the full moon soon, new moon soon.
Yes, day doesn't get much brighter than this, but it's not the darkness that we see at the nighttime. However, yes, they are relatively the same, both day and night. And as I said, 3 seems to be building for what I was able to discern, but my skill is not great in this. Towards something 3 nights hence. perhaps 4. Certainly things have accelerated, but I don't know why.
Sounds like we've got to stop whatever's happening before that moon goes full.
Can't ask. Do we know how deep this pit is? How long? Wait. You're not a miner, so I'm gonna presume we have to wait till Luck wakes up to know anything about the pit.
Well, I've retrieved many a body from within the mines. I'm
Then
an old woman and slow, but she looks around at all of you. You should make it to the bottom of the pit, to the mine entrance, certainly in half a day. How deep you'll need to go into the mines. They're extensive. But
I
the
was just
longest our
considering-
miners are ever gone are for a 3-day stint there and back. So I would think a half day, 3/4 of a day in the mine to the sections of it. As I said, round trip 3 days. They usually don't stay longer on their dives into the mines.
Alright, so in worst case scenario, we'll be cutting it really, really close.
Village is several hours. Again, bottom of the pit, probably another half day. Then to the bottom of the mines, the deepest areas, another day.
Okay.
You have
Can
a
I
little
get-
bit of leeway there, it would seem. Don't dawdle, but don't be reckless, would be my advice.
Should we make our way towards Silver's Smith? See what we can procure there. Try to make our way in just before nightfall after we get some rest.
I think that's the best case. We don't know what is still standing in the village. We know we're at least safe for the moment here. And we can't count on the ring. She kind of stops for a second. For now. So we need to take every opportunity we can to rest up. We need to let him sleep. She points down to Luck. And I need it too. I've got almost nothing left.
It'll be for the best. Okay. Decision, guys. Rest here. We push that a little bit further. Get a little bit closer in. And have something to fight with.
If we have no idea what we're going to find there, if we find anyone, or if the village has already fallen, or anything. The concern is the bear. It looks stuffed. Is the bear going to come back, or do we have to go now to avoid it? Or I don't know.
Try to be as quiet as you can, would be my guess. I don't know how much Hoots scared him, but I'm afraid there could be worse than the bear lurking in the village.
Yeah. It was unknown in both directions. I stick with what we know right now and get rested up here. If you're, of course, willing to allow us, Omen. Rested up here, I do have rations in the bag of holding, so they haven't gone off yet. I'm going to presume we have something to eat. And then we get up middle of the day, we make the walk. I suppose if any day if any point in the day is going to be the safest, it would be the middle of the day. I would be imagining.
Yeah, it's about 8 hours to do a long rest, which puts you at 2 in the afternoon for when you would be doing the walk to the village.
Yeah. So we'd arrive there pretty much
Around 4.
Yeah.
Again, if you're stealthing and being careful, around 4:30.
Yeah.
You can get there faster if you move faster, but there are things that go bump in the woods.
Yep. we ran into those, all of them. Yep. So, Axel's saying we stay here, rest up, and then we just make the run. Not the trip to the village. Silver Village and delve. Yeah. And we can just chuck luck on a floating orb thingy. We'll be fine.
Okay. So,
closes the door.
Yep, you all close the door. You see Omen sort of totter off. There's one little tiny room that she came out of. You assume sort of her bedroom or whatever. She sort of totters off into there. You do hear her lock the door sort of behind her, as there are strangers staying in the house, but she's let you stay. And you guys can sort of settle in to take a long rest, eat some rations, any preparations you might want to make for moving on to the village when you are rested. So, before y'all start going through everything, I need everyone to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Hey, yeah, what did we do with the eye? Is it just sitting in a bundle somewhere?
In a bundle right now.
Yeah.
Wrapped in a bundle in a pocket. Does anybody have a small...
I'm gonna use a luck dice on my wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
About that. Cool, I feel much better about that.
Oh boy, we've got a full party today.
Did mine roll?
Everyone, Grain, Puska, Riley, it's all gonna be fine.
Yep. So, all the way across the board, it looks like, the eye has spooked you. So, on mechanics in this area, on these failed saves, so just make sure y'all are clear, you can, on a long rest, you can only recover half of your maximum HP. So if you're at half, you still get yourself to full, but anything below half, so whatever your full number of hit points is, if it's 50 hit points, you only gain back 25 hit points that you can add on to whatever your current hit point level is. The tough one for my spellcasters, because all of you are the same, you only recover 18 spell slot levels. So all of my spellcasters, other than my two spellcasters, have a total of 36 spell slot levels. You are only recover 18 of those levels. You can distribute them if you want to get your 5s back, your level 5s back, you can do that, or distribute them to get whatever, but you only have 18 points to spend instead of recovering all your spell slots. So both, and again, that's above whatever you did. So if you only spent half of your spell slots, you can still get yourself fulled up. But if you're all the way down on empty, you're only getting half of your spell slot levels back. So it's just, a level 2 spell counts for 2 points, a level 3 for 3 points, 4 for 4 points. And for my pact magic user, you only get 1 pact slot back instead of your 2. Half key, again, for Luna, same idea, additive, that you can only gain. I forget, we said it's rounded up. It's the same as the short rest mechanic that we did before, because you're on long rest. And
This
Celia,
is a real bummer, Jay. This is a real bummer.
it's supposed to be. And Celia, because she's our rogue, she gives none. She gave 0 F's about it. Yep, she's scared, but she's been scareder before. And other than the hit points, I don't have any way to, I don't have anything I can take away. Celia's like, yeah, I eat fear for breakfast.
So it's notably clear that Axel has not been casting enough spells. He's got all of them back, even with the one sending that he's sending at the end of the day.
That is not a bad thing.
He is going to ask for advice, though.
Okay.
He is going to send a sending to Grom.
Interesting.
I'm sorting it out, but who's gonna know better than somebody about older who studies all this sort of stuff? Yeah.
So, what are your 25 words you're going to ask to Grom?
Yeah, I'm writing it out here, trying to figure out. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Grom, what do you know about infernal creatures, infernal corruption? There's infestation that we're... Infestation of cat butt? Infestation that we're trying to stop, other than silver.
Okay.
Yeah, the first thing he hears from Axel after a couple of months. Hey, yeah, we're gonna fight some demons and devils, Dad.
Yeah. So, Grom, being a wizard, very much knows the limitations of the spell. So, instead of his normal long greeting, because he wants to give you as much, you kind of hear a You would recognize it as sort of his thinking moment. I gotta think about this. He would say, there is always a root cause. Corruption cannot be banished. However, the root is always from another plane. Bye. Love. Just love.
Boy.
You say love.
Axel will share this information. So, yeah, so can't banish the corruption. Whatever's being caused here is caused here. It belongs here, but wherever it came from, the thing that's been talking to us, probably whatever's causing corruption, something to do with the gold heart, whatever, is somewhat infernal thingy. We get rid of that. From another plane, we could potentially banish it. Although I don't think that would solve the problem if there's some way it's tied into the gold hearts or anything.
But that being said, it has to come from somewhere. If we can figure out where, we clear the corruption, we clear the ring, we clear luck.
Yeah, but it's all come from the one source. So find the source. But it's...
We find the source and we cut it.
Yeah, we get rid of it, whatever. I don't know enough about infernals. I don't know anything. Yeah, okay. But it's more than we know. That was my last third level spell slot, so... No more endings. Alright.
Okay. So you all are able to take your rest, unsettling rest, since everyone failed, as sort of the thought of the eye, what lies ahead, the words that worse things could lurk in the village, that the much putting two and two together, that the closer to the pit you go, it's probably the closer to whatever this root is that Grom talked about, and it gets stronger and stronger. The corruption grows. However, I mean, while there's some creaks and bumps outside, and you sort of hear that rustling, there's this weird rustling, sort of almost like crackling of tinfoil, like if you're biting on tinfoil feel, as outside the bones of all these, 50 or so bone blights sort of are crackling and scraping against each other as they continue to grow over the next 8 hours as you rest. So, under the sort of afternoon light, you feel somewhat refreshed and recharged as much as you're able to in this kind of horrible place. How would you all like to proceed?
After 4 hours of trancing, assuming Celia and Vidago trans at the same time.
Yep. Yeah, do one of y'all, do you alternate in order to just have someone watching, or do y'all...
Well,
I was
Vidal
presuming
would
we're having a watch rotation.
yeah,
because-
Vidal would happily go first.
Yeah.
Because he's, other than his spell slots now, he's fairly well rested. From that short rest we took prior. But yeah, Vidal will go first if Silly wants to take second charge, and as Silly goes off to sleep, puts the cloak around her for a bit of extra warmth, and just I understand, and thank you. Get some rest, please. Thank you for defending me. Oh, good night. And just
Hi.
Okay. Around 2 o'clock in the afternoon rolls around. Having swapped off on the watches, and what would y'all like to do? How would you like to proceed? Luck did tell you that there is, well, and you sort of saw where the gates went out the other way. That leads on the path that's about, like I said, going stealthily about 2 hours through the forest to get to the village.
Well, if that's the case, just get everyone up and Axel, you mentioned food. Tummy growl. How's that looking?
He has a handful of rations and some noodles that were in the bag of holding.
Yeah, easy enough to fix.
Yep, there's enough for everyone. That would be 1, 2, 3, 7 ish, presuming with feeding
Yep.
Rain and Puska. I don't know if Riley eats.
Riley does not eat.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all pretty much all our food.
Okay.
All Axel's food.
Right.
Let's.
Yeah, anything outside the bag of holding has, even if it was dried or rations, has begun to corrupt and rot. Pure water can be conjured by Luna, but as far as food goes, things seem to spoil very rapidly here. So who wants to take point as you all head out, or do you have any more preparations you'd like to do before heading out? I do need a marching order. And who's going to be doing our perception and watch checks?
I'll do perception.
Okay, and someone want to assist?
I'll assist.
Okay, so is that saying the two of y'all are up front? So Celia, Vidar. Are you putting Luck at the end, in the middle? I know he's going to be tethered to on the disc with you.
Luck should probably be in the middle, yeah. Since there's not just a floating unconscious man kind of bringing up the rear.
Yep.
So Axel with Luck tethered.
Iska can go on the end.
No, if she can't.
Yeah, Iska, I assume, and then Luna. I can't. Yeah, Iska and then Luna.
No, okay, great. Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome.
Denied.
Okay, so.
Just
There
quick
we are.
question. Hey, quick question, Jay. Do I have access
It
to my
wakes up the
animated
rest of
shield?
us.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Do I have access to my animated shield?
You do not have access to your animated shield. So yeah,
Okay.
if you put on the the reactive armor, the Lyle set, which is the breastplate and the animated shield, go away.
All right. I'll just during that rest, I would try to reattune to the Sphere of Winter Wonders then.
Reattuned. Oh, wait, so wait, are you putting on the reactive or not putting on the reactive?
Oh, I am putting on your reactive, but I had to unattune because I.
Oh, I'm sorry,
realize
you
that-
were unattuning. Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So unattune from the animated shield because I don't have it technically on me with me. 'Cause I
Yeah.
got the shield.
Yeah, basically what happens is that it goes back into ethereal space or whatever.
That's good.
Ethereal space. I need to say my words right. Use your words, Jay.
We love you,
And
Jay.
look, we have the man of the hour with us.
I'm very sorry.
No problem. Yeah, time changed. It happens. We totally covered for you. Luck came out of the ring unconscious. Not like 0 hit points unconscious, just whatever unconscious. And your timing could not be more perfect because everybody failed their wisdom saving throw on their long rest. So you all have long rested. And as you all wake up, you hear Luck begin to stir as you were all but getting ready to put him on the floating disc. He begins to stir, and it's weird. As he does, how sometimes you'll have something that will click in your brain that will remind you of a dream you've had. You all remember a shared dream that you had with Luck while he slept. Luck. You find yourself in your home. And you're sitting in your normal chair. The house is clean. You had just been in the ring where it was covered with corruption and blood and was broken down. Now it is sort of in its normal state that you are used to. Not pristinely clean. I mean, it's lived in by 5 people. But as you sit there, you see a lantern sitting on the table in front of you, the table that you and your family eat at. It shines a bright light through the house. It is the only light in the house right now, and you can hear a storm pounding on the windows and the roof outside. You hear a noise sort of from back over your left shoulder towards the kitchen. You recognize Faith working there. You can smell baking bread just beginning to cook. That sort of homey smell from the hearth. But it's sort of blotting out something burnt, as though something had been burned in there. Food, not ominous burning, but that's odd because Faith is probably about the only person you would admit is a better cook than you, and for to have something, to have burned something is a bit odd. You see Trust at the table in front of you, by the lantern with his head deep in his studies. Strength is sort of beyond the table on the right-hand side, practicing with his sword, as you've taught him so many times. Time is over to the left on the floor, playing with some of her homemade toys that you've made. And Trust begins speaking, somewhat dejectedly, still head sort of down into his books. And suddenly you remember this night. It was a little bit before you took your rights to become the guardian of the village. Still looking at his books. Sorry about Mother's soup, Father. I should have been more diligent, but I got distracted with the storm outside. I didn't realize something could boil over and make such a mess so fast. I helped clean it up the best as I could, and he looks around the house around you, not necessarily at the kitchen. He just sort of looks over at you, Luck, looking for some type of forgiveness.
We all make mistakes, young boy. It's alright. It was something that could be easily fixed.
I can still stay, can't I? He sort of looks back down at the books.
Now, why would I ever throw you out?
It's just, it was such a mess. It's messed up so many things. Faith was trying to do something nice. And I messed it up.
It's only human to make mistakes.
Right. I'll pay better attention next time. I won't let it all boil over again and get all over everything.
It's important that you learned.
He sort of then looks back down at his books and he goes, sort of talking to the books. I've been looking at the records. He sort of looks right at you. I don't think they're waiting on the moon, Father. I think that is just for drama, or pride, or to gain favor with the gods. I think they really are waiting for is you. At that moment, you're kind of distracted as Strength makes a thrust with his wooden sword, that sword that you carry now, and proclaims, "Justice!" trying to do his best imitation. And as you look over, Strength smiles at you, but what you catches your eye is his shadow. Cast from this single lantern, it is huge. It towers over him all the way up into the rafters that are sort of open towards your roof. Huge in height and breadth. The shadow's shoulders and head seem to just all but merge with the shadows up near the ceiling. Now cover the whole far side of the house in darkness. And up there in the rafters you see two orange burning eyes, like coals, looking down at you. Your attention then is pulled away again, and you hear Time's voice. "Look at me, Papa!" And she is standing now, dancing and spinning in the light of the lantern, her shadow against the wall, sort of doing pirouettes, little flourishes. And as you watch and she sort of spins around faster, you see her shadow stretch further and further across the wall until it detaches completely and begins to scamper and dance around the room on its own.
Zol shakes his head. Oh, I must be tired or something.
About that time, you feel Grain's paws, front paws on your leg, and his head sort of on his paws, looking up at you. Kind of.
What is it, boy?
And he just sort of gives you big puppy eyes, and as you look up, you are in your home. It's empty. It's quiet. All that's left is you sitting in your chair, and Grain sitting there next to you, paws and head sort of in your lap. The rest of the party, you watch this as though you're watching a movie. You can't partake in it, but you see this and see the focus change around the room. You didn't realize you experienced it until you see Luck now stirring in front of you and coming awake, and all of you, all but at the same time, remember this dream, vision, something, as you're getting ready to head out into the forest.
We do see him stirring, though. We see Luck. Like,
Yep,
waking.
you see him waking up.
Luck.
Not right now.
Punch to the face.
Wait, do you actually like?
Do you really
pull
punch him
back
in the
to
face?
punch him?
I actually punch him in the
I
face.
will absolutely try to intercede if Iska sees that at all.
Axel.
Y'all roll me initiative for Vidar, Axel, Iska. I'm saying Luck is. Let me pop up the thing. Sorry, and let me clear it out. Don't roll, or go ahead and roll them, and we'll work it out. Remove all turns. Okay, wasn't expecting some PvP right now, but okay. So yeah. Apparently, yeah, you telegraphed it pretty good there, Vidar, with your nat 1. Iska, yeah, you're up first.
I mean, she was going to check on Luck anyway. So I think when she sees Vidar, I'm guessing kind of storming towards Luck, just like with a fist cocked.
Yeah.
She is just going to intercede and basically like put herself between Luck and Vidar and kind of turn away completely from Luck and just kind of form a body shield in front of Luck, and will stand up as like tall as her frame allows her to and as like strong as she can, and just kind of give this glare to Vidar of just, are you kidding me? Not right now.
Axel, you're up next.
Yeah, well, with this good doing that, Axel's sort of just gonna sort of move up. Since he was sort of ready, he sort of runs over Cat. Just sort of puts, a paw on Vidar's chest and just a gentle push, keep him back. I think that talk first, and then we can not fight amongst ourselves.
Fist lowers. It's like, yeah. I was not thinking.
I can't really, but yeah.
Look, we're
Talk
gonna have
first.
we're gonna have to talk later. I'm quite mad at you right now.
The quicker we work together to clear this corruption, the quicker we cleanse the ring.
Also, you're mad at him for him caving into our request for him to sleep in your ring. You're mad at him for the decision he did not agree with. Think about that, Vidar.
Ooh. That left a bad taste in my mouth. Fair.
See, it's worse when Luna doesn't punch you.
There was a strike. There was a strike with words.
Yeah.
Do you want her to hurt your face or your heart?
Oh, your heart. Yeah.
Exactly.
Vidar's so much more used to being punched in the face by Luna than having words from Luna.
Yeah.
That's why he said, okay, that left a bad taste in my mouth. It's like,
I mean,
okay.
to be fair, that's not the only thing he's angry about.
And that's why he just it doesn't acknowledge Luna other than saying that, and then he's just picks up Lyle coat and then opens the door and says,
So
Salvation pit then.
Well, food and preparation before we just wander out. I have spells
that
to
was-
prep.
Yep. You guys can all take care of all of food and stuff. Luck, they were going to put you in the center because you were going to be unconscious on a floating disc. Would you like to be somewhere else in the lineup as you all head out? Right now, it's Celia and Vidar at the front.
Yeah,
Did Luck-
he'll take the center. As
Okay.
he's
Did Luck have a full rest, a half rest?
Yeah, Luck, you need to do me a
situation.
wisdom saving throw.
oh boy.
Yay. I mean, he's good at those. At least it's not sanity.
20.
You shouldn't have said that.
So yeah, no, you you actually you fell asleep in your chair after the vision and did get a restful sleep. The difference between the corrupted house that you entered in the ring and then this somehow cleaned and house as you remembered it later.
As sort of he stands up and just looks around. Yeah. I apologize for all this troll.
Okay.
Not much we can do about it now. Other than push forward, I guess.
With Luck here, Luck, you can do a survival check. You know this path. You've walked it before. You can have advantage on it too, even though in the sort of new corrupted foliage as you all head out and can pick your way now, sort of knowing you ran through here in 6 seconds. You all can run, pick your way back down to the gate that you were at quite easily. You can see still the leftovers and remains of your battle and fight. Some of the broken thing. The blights that had come alive seem to have sort of embedded themselves back down and seem to be somewhat dormant again. On a 26 Luck, yeah, you're able to help everyone get out through the gate away from where the bone blights had grown and out into the forest proper. So are you all going to be doing this stealthily or are you going to walk normally? How do you all want to proceed as you head out into the surroundings?
Iska would suggest stealth. We don't have to do it, but she would definitely put that idea going forward. I don't really want to I don't want to fight things that we don't have to because of how bad. I mean, Omen just said there's worse things than the bear out there, and we didn't even put a scratch on the bear.
Yeah.
Our priority is to get silvered weapons and just go straight. I'm presuming just go straight for the heart of the problem.
Sorry, Axel.
With the information we have now, I think that's our plan. We can always change it if something comes along the way, but I think that's the plan for now.
So I need stealth checks for everyone as you all head out into...
Pass without a trace.
You pass-
Advantage!
Nice. Pass without
We
trace,
go
so you can add
boss.
10 to this as you all head out into...
Sneaky.
Oh yeah.
That's a 40.
Nice.
Well,
Is
okay. We need to talk about this rogue. He needs to stop disappearing on us.
Is Luck wearing the dragon scale armor?
He
No,
decided
he's
to
wearing.
not go with the one
Yeah,
that-
he's wearing the elven mail.
No.
So our lowest looks like a 21.
So.
So,
Luck is wearing the elven mail, designed by.
what are you wearing
Very
tonight, Luck?
cool armor.
Look.
Tastefully adorned with blood splatter.
Yeah.
This season, Blood Spatter is in.
Oh, then Celia's
Dragon
good.
Dragon Age.
Yeah, Celia's up with the best.
Celia was ahead of the times.
Yeah.
There you go.
But we do need to talk about the Shadowfell is not a viable option for stealthing. How many times do we have to say this?
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Y'all are terrible.
No, I'm not.
Okay, so for that will be, I think we were going to have Vidar assisting Celia on perception checks. So if I can go ahead and get some perception checks from Celia.
That's a crit. because Vidar advantage.
Yep.
Yep.
Power of love.
Ugh, just barfed.
Hour of love and anime.
Wow. Interesting.
Vidar has toast in his mouth.
What do my elven eyes see?
You
What
can see
do
everything
you-
perfectly. Make a wisdom save.
Your elven eyes, as you all are heading down this pathway, you all, hey, thanks for the bits there. Appreciate it, Tentacle. Speaking of tentacles, no,
Can we point out the two 30s
No, that's too anime.
rolled?
I'm sorry.
Can we point out the two 30s that Celia just rolled?
Nice. Look at that. Well, one had a plus 13. One was the actual natural 20. So, but still, yes, two 30s. And as you guys are moving along through the forest, it is thick and covered with underbrush. But for the most part, you all stay, feel like you're being very quiet in the woods. Celia, your elven eyes, as you move forward, sees a stag with long fangs and glowing horns. And as Chat will be happy to share with you, on his natural 20-30 perception is looking straight back at you. He sees all of
Celia's.
you.
He has a disadvantage to see me.
Yes, but the rest of the party. But the rest of the party.
Like he looks
I got
past.
20.
So
Lowest was a 20.
Celia's safe.
21. And I got.
So,
God.
as he looks at you, this lone corrupted stag, his fangs dripping with sort of this saliva and bile, the ends of this huge rack of horns glowing with sort of an infernal light. Two eyes look at you and look around the party. Sort of having seen all of you and seen what it's up against, slowly just continues on its way through the forest without engaging, as it seems to feel as though there's a stalemate at neither one having snuck up on the other or gotten a jump on the other.
I say we chase it and make that our rations. What could go wrong?
Can we not?
Celia, noticing that the stag is continuing on its way, will just be like, there was something there, but it seems to be letting us be. Just in case, though, keep your eyes and ears on the lookout.
Yep.
/ keep an ear out.
Yeah, its stealth was not that great, so you can literally watch it go as your perception far beat its stealth. So you can sort of track it until it leaves your way. You go on. You all continue towards the village. You all continue for about another 30 minutes or so. Stand by. I need you to do me another perception check, please.
All right. That's a 27. Thank you, Vidar.
Welcome. That toast is finished and the hair is still messy.
And I do need the party to go ahead and make me another set of stealth checks, please.
Sneaky, sneaky. Cool, I'm slightly getting worse with each roll.
30. Good stuff, boy.
I say so. Looks like my low is an 18 by Luna. Okay. On your 27, you hear something in the woods around you. To your left and forward of you, there is something out. Seems to be all but stalking the party.
You guys watch as Celia's ear kind of twitches a little bit, and she just puts her hand out and stops, and her head turns towards the noise. And yeah, she's gonna just look at them. In their minds, they hear, "Stay here. I'm gonna scout a bit." And I'm gonna kind of move towards the noise stealthily.
Okay. Do me another perception check. However, you do not get advantage as you're leaving Vidal.
Yeah. 21.
Okay. As you go out into the woods, you're able to swing around and you see these two feline beasts that are prowling around. And as you are going around, you see that one seems to have gotten a bead on Luna and is heading that way. The other one, similar to the other creature, you all lock eyes and sort of see each other, and it sort of, again, gives you that sort of, it's kind of like that Vin Diesel thing from kind of the hunter's respect, and sort of and it leaves. it thinks better of messing with you, the one that looks right at you. But there is one that, in its feline, instinctual manner, having heard and seen Luna, is closing in and stalking up on
Does
her
it
from the
look
side.
like it's noticed Celia yet?
Give me 1 second. Remind me what your stealth was.
With Pass Without a Trace was 35.
It does not notice you as of yet. It is pretty much locked directly onto Luna.
All right.
Come at me, bro. Come at me.
Do I think if I went for it, if I could get close enough to get a surprise round on it?
It does not seem to be paying any attention to you. So potentially, you can certainly try.
We're gonna try.
Okay.
Give it a heckin' spook.
How far away am I from this?
Get a slice of it.
That's the thing, is with Celia's stealth and this thing's stealth as high as they are, you don't know. Right now, perception-wise, I mean, y'all would have to be, you are well outside of all but double y'all's passive perception to know what's going on.
I'm being
This
aware,
is
but I'm also looking.
this is two stealth night predators in the darkness.
This is Celia with the Void Guardian again. This is what's happening again.
The protectors in the dark against the things of the dark.
Pretty much.
Dun, dun.
Yeah. So Celia is going to sneak up on this thing,
And you're going to try to do an assassinate?
and I'm going to try and do an assassinate.
Okay.
Question. Does my assassinate count as a natural crit?
Let me look at what the rolls were again. What was your perception again?
21. He's
perception
like,
was a
dang
21.
it, crap.
Well, I just
could
got to line up
actually
which one. I'm
assassinate
just trying to
his
line up which one was which. So, you can certainly try. Well, so wait, what you wanting to you're saying whether or not the lava goes?
Mm-hmm.
It's just the auto crit from assassinate. Does it happen?
Well, but that we've always said that was a natural that that only activates if you roll a natural 20. Not
Yeah,
because
I do
we even said that
remember
with donations, it didn't work with donations. So this
Yep.
it's a critical damage, but it is not the same as rolling a crit.
I'll get the 2d6 piercing, but not the 3d8 fire, basically.
Exactly. And actually, as you know, a lot of these things have been immune to fire.
This is true, so probably doesn't matter.
Pesky.
But I'm gonna do it anyway because she's Celia.
Oh yeah. So yeah. So you still have to roll for the attack and still have to hit, but
Yep.
yeah,
I
it seems
do
to it would
have-
be yeah, this would you can attempt to assassinate this right here and right now.
I do have advantage because surprise round.
Yep.
Oh, mother!
Do you have any?
I'm going to lucky dice it.
Yeah.
19.
Double 19s is its armor class.
Hey!
Using the scary hammer class. Help!
Okay, so I may end up savaging.
Yep, that's fine.
But we get an ouch. I will definitely be savaging this. Yeah, I'm gonna savage it.
Okay.
Because that's horrible damage.
On.
That's better.
There you
That's
go.
much better already.
17,
Ouch.
18, 19,
Ooh.
plus another
Let's see if
30. So that would be
Better.
49
0.9
hit points of damage.
That's 18. That's
Yeah, I believe it's 49
So yeah, the first attack is better.
with a
Yeah.
56.
As a
Okay.
little crit.
So
that's sneak
you do you sneak up on this completely unaware and are able to lunge its your rapier literally right sort of next to behind its front leg. You feel you've hit something vital. It is not completely down. You still have your offhand. You're welcome to use your things and stuff and things.
Oh yeah. Things and stuff and things.
Lightning.
And we will offhand 23
23 will hit.
and using things and stuff and things. Buy. I'm gonna try to buy, but I might not buy.
Okay, it's willpower saves, correct?
Yeah, it's a charisma save. It has disadvantage. It's contested. I rolled a 12.
It has disadvantage.
It has disadvantage.
As you slam your dagger into it,
Yes!
disappears into the ether. It does take the 2 slashing and 5 lightning damage.
It does.
Yep.
And it stays for 3 rounds,
Okay,
which gives us a little time to,
so what are we up to? We're up
skedaddle.
to 60.
Skedaddle out of here.
So wait, we're up to 63, correct? 5, 6, 7.
3d6.
Yeah,
So
56
to
plus. Yeah.
While we're skedaddling away, he takes 14 damage.
Void damage. Void
D8.
damage.
D8s.
bigger dice, big dice.
He's doing math. He's doing math. He doesn't want to give it to you. He's doing math.
I'm
I
doing
love the
math.
idea. I love the idea though of like Celia just appearing suddenly, like out of nowhere, going like, "I disappeared a cat monster. We gotta go."
Yeah.
Right? Well, the great thing is, since we have telepathy, we don't even have to ever see it. Just like, cat's gone by. What?
Right, totally.
What are you talking about? I'm still here. And where's Puska? Yeah, Puska's over there. What are you doing?
Axel just disappears
His
next.
face. His face.
Did it happen? Did it happen? Did it happen? Did it happen? Did it happen?
The cat does not return. I had to pull out the calculator. You did 77 points of damage. And I will say this because I just had, I hadn't rolled damage for all of these, hit dice for all of these. I just have the equation put in and what the average is. And so I was like, okay, it's this close. I will roll it. And it rolled a 74 hit points.
Yes.
Still, yeah.
So,
So yeah, chat can back me up on this one. I just rolled 74 hit points for it. So
Have you double checked that chat can in fact see your rolls?
Yeah, because from what looks from jumping in there, it looks like we're stuttering a bit.
I didn't know that was
yeah, no, I'm looking at it right now.
Visually.
The stream is suffering badly. It was good at first, and now it is being weird. I want to see if it settles itself out. It seems to be getting better. If we get right now, we're at about 4% dropped frames. If we get above 4%, I'll go ahead and switch us down into the low quality mode, just so that we can.
You're dropping a little on Zoom as well. A couple
am
of
I?
frames.
Okay.
And your voice is a little robotic. I don't know if that's a connection or your network.
Is my
or
mic
something,
doing the
but-
thing, or is this different?
This feels
So
like
It's
It's
different.
It's different,
It's
okay.
robot voice occasionally, or just like kind of
Yeah.
dropping words for a second.
Not
Okay.
in the way, but certainly notable.
Not
Yeah.
terrible at all. I think we should push on.
Let's push on because we'll get to a good spot where we can do the restart pretty soon here. So, as that happens, Celia, do me a perception check.
21.
As you pierce into this one and it leaps back at does this cat type reaction, you see in the shadows there was a third one of these night fangs that sees you disappear. That one looks you eye to eye, and on a 5 thinks better of tangling with you on its wisdom save and slinks off into the night with its other one having seen you dispatch of this one in such a way.
That's our rogue, baby. That's our rogue.
So I imagine
Yeah, if you described these to Luck, he would tell you that these seem to be the night fangs that roam the village. He is tangled with some, but not in their corrupted form.
Celia, just you guys hear in your head, she says, there were a few creatures. I took care of one. We need to go. Come on.
Okay.
As you all rejoin, Celia rejoins you all. Luck, you're only about 30, 45 minutes away from the village, and I need one last stealth check from everyone.
come on, sneaky
How
sneak.
long does the Fast Forward Trace last?
Is it an hour or 2 hours?
Hour.
An hour.
Will you be recasting it? You've probably been traveling
Yes,
for
I
an
will
hour.
recast
I
it.
figured you would, so I
Yeah.
assumed that you would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes mine 38.
Still didn't beat her.
No one can defeat her.
I'm gonna use a bardic inspiration
Although I am a sneaky cat.
just to bump that up. So thank you very
As I
much.
get my groove over here. Cats threw me off.
Axel's got a dream that one day he'll be stealthier.
So
I mean, he could just turn invisible, so
24. So it looks like Vidar's on an 18,
Yeah.
and then I
Listen,
need
You did your best.
I need to have the perception check with advantage by Celia as she looks and scans around.
Passes 27.
On a 27. As you keep moving forward, you begin to, again, hear. This isn't the rustling that you caught from the predator before. This is different. It is almost like a wet sound from ahead of you. And it doesn't seem like you don't hear the crunching of twigs or underbrush. It is this just weird sort of slimy displacement of things as something seems to be sort of oozing its way across. And you hear both like from the forest floor and also from sort of up about 10 feet up in the trees.
All right. I'm gonna look up. Try to see what's in the trees.
Do me... Actually, no, we've already done that. So, as you look up into the trees, you see something that looks like a snake, and you see it like you see a snake's tail sort of pulling around the tree to your left. And as you follow it down, you realize it's not a snake's tail. It is a tentacle of some sort. As you follow it down, you see this strange circular maw of teeth and this sort of nest of tentacles that is reaching up on top of these 4 hoofed feet. And these tentacles reaching up, and where they basically brush along the trees, you see that corruption just follow on the trees, those boils that were being made. These things seem to be spreading the corruption throughout the forest. You see in one of its tentacles some small creature sort of writhing as it is slowly transformed, its flesh twisting into something like those flesh spawns that you saw emerge from Spirit.
Oh. She will describe what she's seeing to the party in their head.
I will let, as she sort of describes this and for people to look around, I will let everyone take a look around to do a perception check. To see if you see something. These are very sort of more organic looking and hard to spot. You all on your guard do not see anything around you. Celia, what would you like to do as you see this thing? It does not seem to have seen you or anyone in the party as of yet.
Which way is it going?
It's sort of going at almost like a 45-degree angle. It seems to be heading sort of deeper into the uncorrupted forest that you're coming from. It just sort of crossed your path. It's not like walking straight up the path. It is going, from your front, sort of your front. Like if it was a clock, if straight ahead is noon, it's coming in towards you at sort of like 2 o'clock and would be heading out sort of down at like between 7 and 8 o'clock. So from in front of you, it's coming from your right, and would, if it continued on its path without spotting you, it would continue sort of behind you to y'all's left, not down the path itself.
All right. Then she will tell the party. In their minds, they hear, we probably don't want to deal with this thing. Let's try and get off of its path.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are just going to stay still while it passes, or are you all going to try to course correct?
Celia would probably be like, let's try and kind of, shimmy this way, let it get past us, and then we can continue on from where we were going.
Okay.
Should we back along the path and then we further away from the intersection point? I don't know. Options as opposed to going into the forest.
That could work.
Okay. So basically just stealthily backing up, giving it plenty of berth for it to cross.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys back up about 30, 60 feet and just sort of stay still. We'll use the stealth checks that you have. And you sort of see the one that Celia pointed out continue and then sort of enter out into the path and continue on its way. And you wait for a moment, another moment, and almost completely discernible, because it was the color of the trees, you see another one come out and go across, followed by another one that comes out and goes across, as their sort of tentacle form and the vines and roots and branches seem to be all but perfect camouflage, as they were up in the high. They were above above Celia's perception check, as they continue their way across, and you all sort of stay there frozen. How long do y'all want to wait before moving forward, knowing what the call how close it was?
I am going to make use of my blood hunter features just for insurance.
Okay. What's the range of that? I know we've done it as a little bit longer than standard.
It's tracking. It's I cannot be surprised by any creature of that type. You can only be tracking one type of creature at a time. There isn't a range to it. It just gives you advantage on survival checks, and you can't be surprised by them.
Okay, so and what you can pick? What is it, like fiends, aberrations?
Fiends, fae, and undead. So we're going with fiend on this one.
Okay, so do me a survival check. And yeah, we're right after we do this, we're tanking bad. We're going to go down to the low quality one. We're now up to about 10% of dropped frames. So we're going to do this quick check, and then we will be right back, folks, just as I take us down to 480p so that we can keep our show going.
There's
a lot of
it's a natural one, no, but that's only on. Is it on checks, or is it just saves and attacks?
advantage on checks, right?
You had advantage.
Yeah, have advantage on wisdom saving throws.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
18.
So, 18. So, yeah, you feel as though you all can wait. You've waited long enough and you don't feel the presence or more fiends. You feel as though perhaps that you have made it. This one thing encounter has passed without incident. And like I said, with that, we're going to stop the stream real quick. We'll be right back. I'm just going to switch us down to low quality so that we can keep on going, since we are dropping like crazy. Yeah, we'll be right back, folks. Hang in there.